It is with the delight that I see in this new year with the Light family that has expanded. I speak to you in Russia, in the Ukraine, in New Zealand, in South Africa, all over Europe, and even in Asia. It is my delight to walk this journey with you as our Light family. So we are launching our handbook for healers, but really it's a handbook for anybody who is raising a child, who is interested in self-healing, or just wants to have something handy for some healthful tips. We are launching it, and as such, my talk tonight deals with health issues that face lightworkers at this time. On Earth, lightworkers have sometimes been the workers of frequency, sometimes the workers of light. These are the highly conscious ones, age-old beings that have given in service the desire to balance the planet in action. What this means is that at a time when light was very much needed and momentum to get through 2012, which could have been definitely a problematic year, lightworkers increased their light quotient. That means that they became very much more electrical, and as such, they carried the opposite end of the stick. The reason for this is that they have done what it takes to ensure a smooth transition from cycle to cycle as much as possible. The planet is filled with humans who have very little insight, very little perception, very shallow vision, yet seethes with emotions. To balance them, lightworkers have had to become highly electrical, filled with light. Some of you have said to me, why is it that we cannot feel properly? Well, the depth of feeling is the opposite of depth of light. And we have been so busy creating light-filled beings to help bring dynamic balance to the planet that their feelings are much lower than their perception in some cases. What that tends to do is that as this brings this cycle to a close, it also brings health challenges, because health has always been the means for us to know that we are overdue in making certain changes, overdue in expressing that which has been suppressed. So it is time now for us to bring the body's highly charged electrical polarity back into a more grounded position. And so I would like to speak with you about grounding. It has been found that when blood is viewed through a dark microscope, where there are sticky blood cells sticking together, 45 minutes of sitting on the earth with bare feet touching the ground, and after a retake of the blood, it has shown that it has resolved itself, that the sticky blood cells are no longer sticky. Doctors that have been studying this issue of grounding have unanimously said that it is, in fact, possibly our greatest hope for health. They must be unto us, my beloved Light family, because it is time for us to heal not only humanity and the planet, but we do it by healing ourselves. So how exactly do we go about grounding? There are three things that come immediately to mind. One is that you either go online and look up grounding products or earthing products, such as a little mat that you can ground. It's a grounding mat, and you can place your feet on it, bare feet. Just kick your shoes off under the desk where you work. Have your feet be on the mat for 45 minutes a day. In severe cases, there are sheets that you can buy. They are a little more expensive, but they ensure that you are grounded all night long as you sleep. This is certainly one way, and of course the other way is to make contact with the earth. If snow covers the land, make sure that your hands and face or head is against a tree trunk. Trees are wonderful lightning rods and grounding devices. We also have something that has just very recently come up, that we have been given the Arasatma breathing techniques. There are 3 levels of breathing techniques, and they are designed to bring balance to the masculine and the feminine within, so that they act jointly in a beautiful pas de deux duet of dancing, no longer antagonistic in a war. And as we do this, war ceases in ourselves and the body heals. It has been found that from grounding, even sores of diabetics that just would not heal suddenly heal themselves. We have the Arasatma breathing techniques. This helps enormously with establishing a balanced pH. It helps get rid of toxins through facilitating the release of them through breath, through the psoas muscle. In the case of our new yoga that has come out, it makes the 4th in a series of yogas of enlightenment. And also, what it helps to do is to create inner peace. Most what we call dis-ease or symptoms or illusions of pain and ailments come from tension. Tension is used to sustain density. The more dense you are, the more sensitive you are to aches and pains. If you have contentment, if you have inner peace, you're less dense, more able to cope with things, more at peace, even within change, even within destructuring of the old, the peace lingers. We have as a 3rd solution to how to ground the body and bring health back, the joining of opposites. Now, we have been speaking of this a great deal. How do we in fact achieve it? Opposites will not join in an integrated, harmonious interaction as long as we judge one as more holy, more valuable, more life-enhancing than the other. Good is what serves to repeat to us over and over in our environment, our belief system. What the Muslim in the Middle East, who is very fanatic about his religion, regards as good, Americans may not. He may therefore regard Americans as bad, and vice versa. Good is simply that which affirms what we think we already know, when we live, quite frankly, in an unknowable universe. Next, let's look at the key one. Activity and inactivity. Proactive, receptive. The beginning of masculine and feminine lies in seeing these as opposite. So how do we live them as one? When we act within surrendered trust, the action is almost automatic. We act because it is our next step. We have called these diverse names, such as inevitable action, such as automatic living, such as living from authenticity. The action, it does not come as a defense mechanism with an agenda. It doesn't come as something to achieve. It simply is our next step. The surrendered trust during activity creates passiveness during activity. And in this way, we are acting, but we are passive. We are passive, but even then we are still acting. So this would be one way to start to join these opposites to form a more whole and cohesive interaction of masculine and feminine, bringing about greater neutrality, but balanced neutrality. Neutrality is often stagnation. Not this neutrality. There is action within receptivity.